This release, we are rolling out our user role-based locking system in step with our enterprise vision. You'll be able to lock out any field based on types of roles users have: owner, admin, editor, and editor data entry, enabling our clients to differentiate inputs meant for management versus planners. This will have some immediate values for some of you who use statuses to track activity or target approvals. Let's look at a few examples. In example 1, the global partner marketing manager of a large B2B high-tech company that manages MDF spend needs a way to update a set of fields that only she manages for budget requests that are in progress. To solve this, you can see the status and submitted for approval fields as well as others. In example 2, the marketing manager for marketing resource and operational risk management at a large financial services company needs a way to input data around change requests for her end users that only she manages and approves. So these fields are now locked down for admins only to enter the approved change request details. Another suggestion for you, perhaps a quarterly monthly approval status field can be created with the edit rights reserved to admins and owners to supplement the current column locking capability for an easy bottoms-up planning, submission, approval, and lockdown workflow. Here we have highlighted a major use of role-based locking, but we encourage you to think of new and creative ways to apply this new feature to help your organization succeed. We've put a challenge out on the A-team to see how you are leveraging this. And last but not least, we'd like to extend an invite to our great customers to join us in defining the next wave of enhancements for approvals. We want to hear from you on what your organizational pain points are and what it means to you to have approvals in Allocadia. Custom branding. Next, we are rolling out the ability to customize the Allocadia header. As part of our lovable product theme, it's about making Allocadia your own, especially if you manage MDF funds for your marketing programs and have external partners in the system. Organizational admins can turn this option on and off in the customized branding menu item. Next, if you have not enabled target types at the budget level, we will be providing you the ability to see all your targets on the fly outside analytics. Your admins can include your quarterly targets or any other field in the budget details panel in the page layout and see them show up in the budget roll-up view. So you can now click on the roll-up view of any budget and see your targets along with all your other roll-up information to quickly see how well you're doing and provide feedback. Every release, we will do small changes to improve experience for the entire user base. This is important to Allocadia as many of our clients have large, decentralized teams, and some even include third parties. We want to ensure gains are provided at every level. In this release, we've applied some usability best practices for better colors and contrast for those with visual impairments, such as red-green color blindness, and easier distinction of the expand, collapse, and details panel icons for the grand total row. For our final and important enhancement, we could benefit from a quick recap of a feature released in R55, namely outbound actions. This allows you to push out data in real time based on user triggers. Common use cases are creating a PR in a PR system, campaign in automation, or social or project in project management. In this release, we allow more control of your outbound actions that impact downstream systems you are using it for. You can disable deleting any information that has been used in outbound actions to ensure it will be available when you tie the data back to it, such as tying back POs to a line item. You can also configure outbound actions to only allow at most one submission per line item to avoid duplication in your other systems. Please note that budget owners can ignore these restrictions if they need an override, and that these settings will be available in the Advanced tab of an Actions configuration. that concludes the presentation portion. Here are some resources for you: our support portal, blog, and the A-Team link. And if you wish to dive deeper into Release 56, please use the link above for our full release notes. Let's open it up for Q&A. You can also see my contact information here. I'd love to hear from you regarding anything in Release 56 previous, or maybe suggestions for future features. So I see a question coming up. How can I set up approvals for my organization? Well, as suggested, you can set up additional fields for tracking the approval status of items and or budgets. So these fields can then be restricted for access for the approvers or administrators only. But if you have more detailed or specific questions around a solution, I would suggest you contact our customer success team, and we can find an optimal solution to fit your organizational needs. We have another question. How could delete and resubmit locking essentially help the organization? So let's say you use outbound actions to create PRs in another system using your plan data. When you enable these locks for these outbound actions, it will ensure that the plan data will always be there when you want to tie back a PO against it, and you will avoid creating duplicate POs in the system that you invoke through Allocadia. We have a final question. Can I include any custom field in the budget details panel into the roll-up view? Yes, you can. All available fields in the page layout of a folder or subfolder can be accessed and presented in the budget roll-up view. So in other words, anything that you can configure in the page layout will be available to be included in your roll-up views. All right, folks, we are just out of time, so thank you so much for joining us, and please don't hesitate to contact myself or the customer success team, or take a deeper dive in any of the links that we've provided to you. We look forward to hearing from you, and we hope that you'll be able to unlock some more value and make life easier in your organizations using Allocadia. Thank you for joining us, and I will be sending out some additional material after this webinar. Thanks again, and see you soon.